Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, you're welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a web fascinator in two ways. We have the regular way, and the second way is actually a touch, which I added as my own, like in form of my own signature. If this is your first time here or you're here to join the family, please do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button so you get updates whenever I upload a new video. Please don't forget to leave a comment below, like and share this video with others so that it will reach a wider audience. Thank you so much. So I'm going to be listing out all the materials I'll be using for this project. I'll also list them in the description box below. The first and the most important material you need is called the heart wire or millinery wire. It comes in different thicknesses, and I used the very strong one. I have my already blocked and dried base. I used paper mat to block it, and I covered it with the sequence fabric. I have my pliers, UHU gum, and headband. I have elastic, my measuring tape, a pair of scissors, glue gun and the stick. I have thread. I have trimmings, and I have some ready-made flowers to embellish with. If there are other materials that I didn't mention right now, I'm going to show you later in the video. So this particular trim is come in this form. That's the gold one you're seeing. It was scattered by the time I got it, but I just needed to go ahead with this video without having to start arranging it back. So I have this elastic band you're seeing, and we are going to get right into starting the whole process. Okay, so I have three set of wires cut out. They're of different measurement. Millinery wire is usually in a straight form. I've cut them out and I've joined the edges together. If you have been watching my videos, you understand what I did before now. I will recommend watching my fascinators and art making videos so you understand this part also if you don't get what I did. Okay, so now the three wires are in form of circles. As you can see, I've joined the edges together. The smallest one is what is going to be enough to fit the blocked base. Okay, it's exactly what will be enough to fit the block base. So you'll need to measure your block base and get the exact length of wire, which should be enough to fit into it. You should understand this if you have been watching my previous videos. So I'll recommend a video in the description box. Just check the description box for links to other videos so you understand better. Now, the length of the two other wires will now be determined by you, depending on how wide you want your headwear to be. Now, having gotten the length of the smallest wire, you can now go ahead and add probably 5 or more inches to get the length of other wires. I hope you are getting me. Now we have the smaller wires which are going to be used to join the three circles or circled wires you're seeing. The length I have is 4 inches. That enough to actually join the wires this way. Can you see the way I'm placing them? So now it is dependent on your own measurement. This is exactly what is required to join mine is 4 inches. So I have the smaller wires in 5 places, and I'm going to be arranging them as you can see. Before we go ahead and join the wires together, I will need to cover or wrap the wires, yes, all of them with the trimmings. You could decide to use any fabric or any material of choice. So I'll just use my UHU glue. I'll apply them on the wires thinly, and I'm going to use my trimmings to wrap round them like this. Okay, so I'll do that and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, at this point I've wrapped the two circular wires. I left the smallest one because I just felt it wasn't necessary because it's going to be hidden. I'll be putting it inside the blocked base, so I don't think there's need for us to wrap it. So I've also wrapped the smaller wires, the small ones you saw, yes, these ones. Okay, so having done that, it's time for us to start joining these three circular wires together using the short wires. So I'll be using the hot glue to fix the short wires onto the circular wires. I'll just apply glue like that little on those 3 points that they will be staying, and I'm going to fix it on it like this, as you can see, and press it down. Please, you need to hold it down on each point. Please hold it down. Apply pressure till it dries. Okay, now I'll fix the short wires onto it. I had to add one more to make it 6. With my thread doubled multiple times, I'm going to start tying the point that I joined those wires together. This is very important to keep your work in place so that they don't the wires don't start falling off. You understand? It's better to do it this way. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and tie. I recommend you apply glue, UHU glue, this time around while you tie. Okay, that will just in a way to keep your work in place so that it doesn't pull off on any of this come off later. I hope you understand. So I'll just go ahead and tie each point firmly and to make it strong before we now proceed to the next step. Okay, I've tied all the points that I mentioned, and I'm going to start spraying those points just to cover them with the exact color that I'm using. So this is a silver color spray paint, and I'm going to just spray them on top of those, on those points that I tied. Okay, like this. Please make sure you are doing this in at a well ventilated location so you don't choke yourself, please. So I'll just do that and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, now I'm going to proceed to fix my blocked base. Before then, I'll need to place it on it like this and then turn it upside down. Okay, and note where the wires will be staying right there with my chalk. I'll just note them, after which I'll be using my scissors or cutter to notch on those points so that the wires will be able to sit in properly into the base, okay, or into the crown. So having done that, I'm going to place the wires into the notched points, okay, and then press it down onto the crown carefully, please. I fixed the smallest wire into the crown. Okay, so I'm going to be attaching elastic band to the crown before I proceed to the next step. I always prefer to use this type of band for this kind of project. You can decide to use a regular Harley's band if you want to, but this makes it sit properly on the air that you don't have to worry about it falling off, especially when you're dancing in at that event. Okay, so I'm going to be using my needle and thread to fix that. Please watch carefully. I just created passed the thread through the one end of the elastic, and I created a small hole, a tiny hole on the crown. Then I use my needle and thread to just pass the elastic into the hole, and then I tied the end of each of the end of the elastic. So I did the same on the other side like this, and that is done. Sorry, please. The elastic is about 8 to 10 inches. It all depends on the elasticity of the band, okay? Okay, so after fixing the elastic band, I'm going to be securing the wire in the crown with the glue. Okay, I secured it properly to the crown using the glue like that. I cover the inner edges with the bias strip. So if you're going to be ending it, like if you want your design to end this way, you can just go ahead and attach your flowers to cover any parts that shouldn't be visible from the outside. But this is what I did differently. I did it in my own way, and it's all about creativity. Just watch how I did mine. I just cut wires in the measurement that will cover this part. Can you see this part I'm touching from here onto this other end? Okay, and I bent the wire and just fixed it with my glue and tied. I cut another one and did it like that. Can you see? I just brought it like that and fixed. I cut another one and this is what I got. Okay, and I covered up all those points you're seeing with flowers. Yes, can you see? I just measured. I'm just trying to let you know that the measurement of my wires that I used in creating my own signature is about 13 inches. It's just a piece of wire that I cuffed and bent in that direction, nothing much, and I used my glue to fix them and tie them. Then I covered up with the flowers. And lastly, I used the same spray paint, the silver spray paint, to cover up the inner part of the crown. So we have come to the end of today's video. If you have any questions, kindly leave them in the comment section below. Kindly check the description box for links to my other videos. And you can leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to see in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I will be glad to see you all in my next video. Bye.